Well, it's looking like this video is going to be very different than what I expected it to be even just 2 days ago. Hey guys, I'm Lauren from My Something Beautiful Life, and this is my January planner update. So do y'all remember, I'd say like a month ago, when I said these are the 2 weekly planners that I have selected to use? And if you've been watching for the past year or even longer, you'll probably realize that I often struggle with using more than 1 weekly planner. Yet here I am again at the beginning of another year with 2 weekly planners. I've never done really well at using 2 planners. And to be honest, it was actually working pretty well for most of the month. I'm actually surprised at how easy it was to use both of these planners together. The issue here was not these 2 planners or even using 2 weekly planners. The problem was me. And basically what I mean by that is I have just been so overwhelmed at the beginning of this month, and I'm not really sure the cause of it. Like, it might just be that it's the beginning of the year. I don't have a real reason, but it's just been like super ADHD month. And while I love both of these planners, and I do fully intend to work my way back into them later on this year, I just can't handle it right now. But before I get into that, I actually just wanted to talk about my planners that are working and what is staying the same. So the first thing that is working for me is my content planner. It's easy when there's just so much flexible space in it. It's just a bunch of note pages. So this is still working for me. I plan to continue this. I do want to do a flip through of this at some point and just show you a little bit about how I plan in it. So that will probably be coming in the near future. Yeah, this is just a good one. I'm enjoying it. The next one that is mostly staying the same is my budget planner. The one thing I did do is I switched out the binder that it's in. I took it out of the Erin Condren agenda and I put it here in my Filofax. I think this is, I don't remember. I think it's a domino. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is a domino. So it's an A5 Filofax anyway. So everything that I put in it is still in here. It's the same, it's working. So for now, that's going to stay the same. Again, I do have some other printables I plan to add to this. Oh, actually, I did add printables. I forgot about that. I have some more printables I'm still planning to add to it, but I added in like these debt payoff ones from Debt Free Charts, and so I just thought these were really cute and wanted to put them in. That's pretty much all I've changed for it, but it is working, so we will continue with that, and eventually I'll do an update on this when I do add in my other printables so you can see how I actually am using this. But this is something that is staying the same. Going back to my weekly planners though, honestly, my original plan for this video was to tell you how great they were actually working together. I used my Moxie Life for my goals and kind of sketched out what my week would look like. And then I would put in all my tasks into the Passionate Penny Pincher Planner. And this is just what I would use to actually run my day. Another thing I was going to tell you was that I wasn't using my Petite daily. Having 2 weekly planners, I really didn't see a need for the daily. It was just one more thing to do, and it's just the one that I was excluding. I just never found myself going to it, and so I was just going to set it aside and not worry about it. Meanwhile though, I was just getting more and more overwhelmed just with life in general. I kept using the phrase, my brain has too many tabs open. There were too many little things going on, and I had too many things that I needed, like too many categories of my life almost, and I didn't know where to put them all. These weekly planners are great, but there is not an excess of note space. In the Passionate Penny Pincher Planner, you have the 1 monthly page, you have the monthly calendar, and then the weekly pages have no note space on them. They have checklists, but there's not even a section to do like a weekly checklist, other than like the habits that are already included. And since this was the one that I was looking at most of my day, I really didn't have the space to write down a lot of the things that were going on. I think my brain just likes compartmentalizing the areas of my life that I'm working in. And Moxie Life actually does a really great job with that, just because they do have the goal categories. And so that was somewhat helpful, except I felt like some of the things that I was dealing with, they didn't really have a space to go within these categories. Not that they couldn't be fit into them, but it just wasn't where my brain would automatically put them. For instance, when I see spiritual and personal growth, I think of things like prayer and scripture study and things like that, more of like spiritual growth. But I also have responsibilities within my church where I didn't have room to write things like that down. They could have gone here, they could have gone under work, they could have gone under personal, but they just didn't fit with the other things that I had going on in any of those categories. Same thing with work and learning. I have 3 different job areas where I have things that are going on, things I need to do. And some of them are goals and some of them are just tasks. But to lump them all in here, it didn't give my brain the separation that I really need for those different types of areas that are so very different from each other. And while there is note space here, I really like using this for reflection. I don't want to use this space for a to-do list. And so this is the only space I would have for each week. And that just wasn't enough for what I needed. So I'd say less than 48 hours ago, I finally just had this brainstorm where I just needed to almost start from scratch. But at the same time, I didn't want to go out and buy a bunch of new stuff because I have so many planners, especially planners that are good right now, that are even dated. I didn't want to just go add more stuff. I just started thinking about going back to the basics, like what do I really need? And while these are both really great planners, they're just not what I need right at this moment. Again, like I said, I really hope to incorporate them later on in the year, but right now I really just need more simplicity. And honestly, I don't know if what I've created would be called simplicity, but for me, it just makes more sense in my head. And so we're gonna go with it and see how it goes. I'm actually kind of going with a system similar to my content planner where it gives me more note space and less structured space. So hopefully that just helps me have the room that I need to divide out the different areas that I work in and live in. Now, as much as I love the cleaning routines in the Passionate Penny Pincher planner, that was a little overwhelming for me right now. I still clean, but I'm not the only person in my home responsible for cleaning. And I felt by using this planner, I was trying to take it all on myself when that's not something that I really need to do. And to be fair, I wasn't doing it. It wasn't working. I loved how freely I could use this planner because it's already pretty inside. It's got beautiful colors on the weekly pages. And so I didn't feel like I needed to decorate it, maybe just throw a sticker up every once in a while. But the layout is so nice. Like, I love this layout, except for the lack of note space. But like the to-do list style, that's exactly what I would need. But I just wasn't following through with all of the different tasks when they were supposed to be done, you know, in quotes. And so I'm just going to step away from that because regardless of whether or not I should feel like that, that was just a pressure I was putting on myself. And I just don't want to do that right now. So I'm setting that one aside completely for the moment. I am still going to be doing my goals in the Moxie Life Planner. I'm just not going to worry about the calendar pages. The monthly, the weekly pages, I'm not going to be doing anything with those for right now. I just want to do the goals and reflections. So this one's not going away entirely. In fact, I'm actually going to be doing my goals a little differently. I want to try to keep to-do list items off my goals and make the items on my monthly and weekly actions more of baby steps that will take me towards my goals and not just a to-do list in each of those categories. So that's where I stand on these 2 planners right now. But here is what's different. So first of all, we have my on-the-go folio from Erin Condren. This is mostly the same. I did add some decorations here, so this is prettier to look at. I have my daily planner, which I'm using. And in here, I have an ongoing list of things that I want to do. These are things that, I mean, some of them have deadlines and things like that, but a lot of these are just things I want to remember to do. So I have this, and this is a sticky note that I can just move from day to day. So I have that. The next thing that I have in here is my wellness log. My health is something I really want to make a priority this year, and I haven't been doing really great with that. I did track my food for a while, and then I just kind of fell off because I got frustrated, and anyway, that's a whole nother story. But my health and my wellness is definitely one of my major priorities, and so I put that second so that I would remember. This is the big picture planner, and I am going to be still using this for my goals. And I'll talk about this a little bit more in a minute, but I am going to be setting my goals in my Moxie Life, and then I'm going to be transferring them over into this planner and also into this one. But again, we'll talk about that in a minute. This is just some space that I can have goals broken down that's easy to access. The one thing that I took out was my meal planner. Again, I really love the meal planner. It's seriously one of my favorites, and it's always going to be one of my favorites. And I don't say that lightly because I pick favorites a lot. But like, that one has really sincerely been one of my favorites for so many years that I don't see that changing, especially anytime soon. But like I mentioned with the Passionate Penny Pincher Planner, that's not always a responsibility that I need to be taking upon myself. I can definitely plan meals and make meals, but it's not something that I have to be the only one responsible. And so it was just putting added pressure on me to do something that other people were going to jump in and do too. And I don't know, it's just complicated. Just for reference, I live with 4 adults and no kids. So we are all fully capable of cooking our own meals. And oftentimes we do. So meal planning is not something that's really a necessity. And so that's one of the things that I decided to just not worry about for right now. So instead, I just added a lined notebook. This really just goes along with what I said about just needing more note space. If I find that I just don't have space for something that I need to write down, I have a notebook here and it can go in there and it will be with my planner. And this is just one of the things that I love about the on-the-go folio and the petite planner system. I can switch out books when they're not what I need right now. And I can just switch out little parts at a time, like one little notebook. So for now, I think I need note space more than I need a meal planner. And then here in the back, I still have my stickers. And so that's what is in my on-the-go folio right now. And this is where things get very different. This is the 7x9 productivity planner from Erin Condren. This was a limited edition release. So I don't think these are available anymore, although they did recently release an A5 version that I will link below that is actually really cool, but it's kind of different. So I will do that. If you're interested in this at all, go check out the A5 version because it actually has more in it than this does. The only major difference is that this one is actually divided by months, and that one is divided by, I think it's like set goals, take action, and trackers or something like that. I don't remember. But it has a lot of really cool pages in it. I definitely plan to get that one too at some point because I really love it. I bought 2 of these when they came out. These are really cool. Like, I'm excited that Erin Condren came out with something like this because it's almost like the monthly planner, but it's a little bit different than that. It's actually a little bit more structured, which I'm kind of liking. So the first thing that you get inside each of these is a monthly calendar. There is enough space for 12 months in here. So there's 12 sections with everything I'm about to show you. And then at the very back, they do have some stickers. This one has like the plain white ones, the ones that came out with just my type. Not last year, but the year before. The other cover designs for these had different stickers in them. I think there was a mid-century circles and a flora. The flora is the other one that I got. I was just super excited that this one had the black coil on it because I love the black coil. And so this is the one that I chose to use first. But anyway, back to it. So we have the monthly calendar that's undated. And then here we have a habit tracker. And then you have this productivity page where it just has some lined space here. And then it has this checklist down this side. So I've had a couple ideas of how I'm going to use the habit tracker. I definitely plan to divide it up into 4 sections and do it per week. Or if it seems like there's going to be 5 weeks in the month, I'll divide it into 5, whatever. But I'm going to divide it up so I can use it throughout the whole month. So my first idea is to just use it as a habit tracker. Just take the things that are most important to me that I do want to do every day and just track them. My other idea was to have it for cleaning tasks that I want to do. Pick a few of the cleaning tasks that are most important that need to get done, that are things that I'm struggling to do or remember to do or do as frequently as they should be done, any of those things, and add those into the habit tracker and have this more of like a home cleaning maintenance page. Or I might just do a little bit of both. Add some regular habits, add some cleaning tasks. we'll see. Then in this section, I want to have a monthly to-do list, brain dump, whatever comes to mind that I need to get done during the month. This will be the master list where it goes. And then along this side is where I'm going to put my main goals that are not habits. Daily tasks will be on the habit tracker, most likely. My other goals are going to be on this little mini checklist on the side. And on the next page, which is actually a little hard to see because I've covered it up with lots of post-it notes. I'm going to uncover a few just so you can see it. These 2 pages are divided into 8 sections of to-do lists. This is where I'm going to keep track of all of the tabs in my brain that are open, especially things that don't have another place to go. And I even have a couple sections that I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to do with them yet, so I still have some room to grow and just use as needed throughout the month. I'm really excited. This is actually the page that made me want to use this planner. I think this page is exactly what I need right now. And then after it, you just have 4 notes pages. I love this for the same reason that I love using the monthly planner as my content planner. Sometimes I just need somewhere to write something down. I need space to plan a project. I need to make a random list of things that are stressing me out. I don't know, whatever it needs to be. I love that there is some extra space here. And like here I have this post-it note for a master project list, because this is something that I had in the Passionate Penny Pincher planner. I had a notes page at the beginning where I just put down all of the projects that I'm currently working on or want to work on. And so I wanted a place in here where I could put that. And so I'm just going to use this first notes page for that. And then I can reference it back throughout the year. I might put a bookmark in it at some point, but for now, I just needed a space to put that. So then after the notes pages, it just goes back into the monthly calendar and it just repeats the same thing over again. It's all grayscale throughout the whole thing, and there's just 12 months in it. They're all undated. So if it turns out that this doesn't work for me, I can stop at any point. And I'm not really wasting a planner because it's undated. So I plan to use this just as long as necessary. And you know, eventually things will change because things change every month. I'm just really excited about this just because of all the different flexible space that it has. I just love the open possibilities to put everything in it. And so this is replacing my weekly planner. I want to use the monthly pages for pretty much just everything that would be going on. Anything I would normally put in a weekly planner other than like a to-do list. But now I have the daily planner for my to-do list, so I don't really need that in here. I have space for any notes for the month too, which I always like when they have that column there because I definitely use those. But I am really excited about these. I think these 2 together are actually going to work really well for me. I don't know, I say that every time. We'll see how it goes. But I'm just really excited about it. I love how simple it is, and I love that I can change it up as I go. It doesn't need to be the same every month, all the way down to the books that are in my on-the-go folio. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I do these planner updates every month, and be sure to subscribe because I will have another one for you in February. Thank you all so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.